Williamson, I'm the MP for Derby North, and I've come down here to show my solidarity with Julian Assange. I think it's so important that we build this movement because he has performed such an incredibly important role in drawing attention to the abuses of state power, to the, well, what can we say, war crimes, I think, is the only way in which we can describe the actions that we saw in Iraq. I didn't really come prepared to make a speech, but I'm asked to say a few words, and I'm more than happy to do that today. And I think it's essential, and what I feel so disappointed about is the one-eyed reportage of the mainstream media in this country. And I'm also very disappointed with some of the actions of my fellow parliamentarians, because they seem to have lost sight of the bigger picture. And what I haven't heard those individuals say, or indeed I haven't heard, and I stand corrected if they have, but I haven't heard in the reports that I have seen in the mainstream media any reference to the United Nations experts who have said that this action that is being taken against Julian Assange is a real danger of compromising certainly his human rights and puts him in peril. And similarly, Amnesty International have also expressed very grave reservations about what has happened. And I think it's so important that we listen to those experts, to those voices, and make sure that we amplify them as much as we can. Now, I know the mainstream media very often isn't fit for purpose, but we do now have the alternative media, and I've spoken to one or two of them today before I've just spoken right now. And of course we have social media, which isn't perfect, I accept. It can be a sewer as well as an opportunity to get a progressive message out there. And we need to therefore, use that social media, use the alternative media outlets that are available to ensure that the general public get to hear about the facts. And the facts are absolutely crucial, aren't they, in this situation here. What we cannot tolerate, what we cannot allow is for Julian Assange to be extradited to the United States. And we absolutely have to, I think, stress the important message that he is responsible for imparting to the wider general public. And that is that the abuse of state power is absolutely appalling, and the best antidote to that is transparency. And that's why we need to, as I say, redouble our efforts to get that message out there, because what we cannot ever allow to happen again is any British government taking us into an illegal war, as we saw in Iraq, where 1 million people have lost their lives. And that's why I think Julian Assange's contribution, if he did nothing else, and there are many other very important and positive things that he's done, but if he did nothing else to draw attention to what happened in Iraq, I think that alone is enough, in my opinion, for him to be not treated in this way, for him to have been released, and for him to be walking the streets as a free man and continuing to go about his business. And to see a sick man dragged out of the Ecuadorian embassy and bundled into the back of a police van when he should be being put into the back of an ambulance, I think brought shame on this country, brought shame on the Metropolitan Police, and was absolutely appalled at the cheering voices on the benches of the House of Commons when Theresa May was stating what a great job the Metropolitan Police had done. Now, yes, okay, they're only obeying orders, but, the Home Secretary, the Prime Minister, the government in this country need to get real. And we need to do everything we can, I think, to make sure that they do get real and that we do stand up for decency, we do stand up for compassion, we do stand up for peace. And a great testament to that goal will be ensuring that we deliver the release of Julian Assange and that we prevent any attempt to see him being extradited to the United States of America. So thank you for listening, that's all I want to say. And thank you for being here today and showing your solidarity with a great man. Thank you.
Free Assange!